I'm a former New York State Supreme Court Justice. Let me tell you about a real case story. There's a road contractor upstate New York, and he has the assignment from the local town council to build an access road. Now, this access road is to be built on terrain that is uneven with a lot of different elevations, with little hills and drops and things of that kind. And he needs some heavy equipment. So he goes to the largest rental heavy equipment place in the area. And he speaks to the rental agent, and he tells the agent that he needs a bulldozer. And the agent says, I know the area. I know exactly what you're doing. I know what the area is like. I know it's hilly. I know that there are a lot of drops. And what I would recommend is this bulldozer here. The bulldozer he recommends is an open bulldozer, which means that the operator of the bulldozer would be there in the open air, so that if anything happened to the bulldozer, if it tipped over and it fell, then the operator would be in danger of getting hurt or possibly killed. All right. There were other bulldozers on that property, and other bulldozers, perhaps 2 or 3 other bulldozers, had rollover safety cages enclosed, which meant that if the operator was in one of those cages operating the bulldozer, and if that bulldozer tipped because of the uneven terrain, it would at least protect the operator. He'd be in the chair, seated, and he would not be exposed to any danger. Okay. Now, the road contractor follows the recommendation of the rental agent, takes the first bulldozer that was recommended, and he assigns that bulldozer. We'll call him Dan. Dan gets into that bulldozer at the site and starts pushing dirt around so that he could create enough of an area for this new road that is being built, this access road. And of course, the terrain is very uneven, some high spots, low spots, drops. Finally, the bulldozer comes to a place that has a sharp drop, and it tips over, throwing Dan out onto the ground, and this bulldozer falls down and falls right on top of him, crushing him and killing him instantly. Now, we are retained and we bring an action against a rental agency, and we say, wait a minute, you recommended a bulldozer when you knew that the terrain was very uneven, when you knew that there were different elevations and that could create a danger for the operator, despite the fact that you had other bulldozers right on your property with safety rollover cages that would have protected Dan in such a situation. It's like you go into a restaurant, you go into a diner. Unless you know the maitre d' or unless you know the people there, what kind of a table do they give you? They give you the worst table in the house. That's what they do, and they save the better tables for the other customers who may come in after you. That's the drill. That's what they do. That's the story. Okay? Now, we bring in an engineer, world-class reputation. We did a lot of drawings. One set of drawings showed the bulldozer that was open with the same type of accident, showing the projection of Dan onto the ground, showing the bulldozer falling on top of him, killing him. Other projections, other artist drawings, he showed the same type of bulldozer that was enclosed with a rollover safety enclosure, falling at the very same place, everything to scale, and showing that under those circumstances, Dan would have been protected, and he would not have been injured, and he would not have lost his life. Well, jury gets the case, and after several days of jury deliberations, they come back and they find a verdict for the plaintiff, for the family. Well, justice was done because the representative of that rental agency should have recommended the kind of bulldozer that would have given reasonable safety under the circumstances of that terrain, which the rental agency knew about. And despite the fact that he had that kind of knowledge, recommended the first bulldozer that was completely open, thereby exposing that potential of danger to Dan. With it, the company was chargeable. The company had to pay. The family received compensation. But unfortunately, Dan was deceased. That's a sad story. And that's the ending. And until we meet again, this is a storyteller telling you, stay safe and keep out of danger. Thank you.